All right, let's finish this little pulley system off. We've got to put on a couple of little washers and the collar, and then we'll apply the base plate here. So let's start with our washers. This I probably could have done um, earlier, and it might have been easier. But it's not too bad. I've got this 1 millimeter space in there, and I just need to match up um, the axes and then match one face up to the inside of the brace. So let's start uh, with this guy here. So it can be tricky with a literally skinny piece like this to actually find the axis. Um, it wants to give me faces. There it is. So I got the axis there, and now I want the axis of this part. And now I'm going to apply that. And then I want to mate. Um, let's see. I want to mate this to this side. And I got that happy little bloop, so I know I'm okay. All right, so that looks good. I should probably have a washer on the outside too, but I don't, and that's not a big deal. But because we made a parameter sheet, it wouldn't be all that much trouble to add that. But now let's add the other washer, see if I can find my axis. Sometimes zooming in helps. Okay, there we go. I got that. Now I need the axis of that. Okay, that worked great. Now I need to mate this face with this face and apply. And I've got my washers where I want them. Now I'm going to add my collar that's going to keep my axle from sliding out of there. And you can see that the axial constraints are really nice because they take care of two dimensions at once. So it makes things so they're not too complicated. It's just sometimes finding that axis is a pain in the neck. Oh, that was not what I wanted. I just grabbed not the axis. So there I've got the axis of this. I want to make sure I get the axis of that. Apply that. And then I'm going to mate this face with, can I see it? Oh, that face right there. And apply. All right, things are looking pretty good there. So that's going to keep my axle from sliding anywhere. Now we move on to the base plate, and this is the moment of truth because we got to see if all that dimensioning that we did to try and match the base plate with the brace actually worked. So we're only going to need 3 constraints. I'm going to make the top of this match the bottom of one of my braces. And then I just need to make 2 holes match, and that should get me where I want to be. So let's start with the easy one, which is the top of that with the bottom of that. And I can choose either one of these because remember, these two are already constrained to be on the same plane. And so as long as I'm constrained the base plate to one of them, it's going to be constrained to that same plane as well. All right, good. So we got that. Now I am going to make this hole match up with that hole. And I want to get the axes. So that's my challenge here. So I got that axis and got that axis and apply those. So that looks good. And now, as long as I get this axis with that axis, I should be okay as well. So axis there. And which axis there. Now, did this actually work? Got to whirl it around. Oh, and we see black space. You see that? All 8 of my bolt holes match up with my brace. So that means we did our dimensioning right, which is a huge relief. It would be kind of a pain to go back and change that, but it wouldn't be that much of a pain, again, because we have that parameter sheet and it controls all of that. So now I'm going to place my bolts. You just have to bolt this baby down. And I want a bunch of them. One, two, three, four on that side. 1, 2, 3, 4 on that side. And the first one's going to be the trickiest one. This shouldn't be too hard, but let's see. We've got, I'm going to grab this and notice that that's pointing down. So if I can, well, it doesn't matter too much. See how this is pointing up. So let's see. So this put it in upside down. So you see up here, it says those are aligned. I want to make them opposed. And that worked. And now I'm going to apply that. And then I'm going to get the underside of that bolt head. And I'm going to match it with this surface here. And there we go. So there's one of my bolts. And let's just finish the rest. So I'll shut up about this and just do it. Now this is nice actually, because now once I've got one in, I can do a flush constraint and just make the heads of my different bolts flush with each other. So apply. Axis. Where's that axis? That one's not. It's not cooperating. Cancel out. Sometimes I think I accidentally grab one constraint, and if you grabbed a constraint that's not an axle constraint, and then try to grab an axis, it won't let you. So I think sometimes when I can't find that axis, it's because I accidentally clicked something, and so I just log out of it. Apply that. It shouldn't be that hard to find the axis, but sometimes it is. I'm going to go ahead and just make all these axes, because it seems like when you're in the axis world, it likes to stay in the axis world. Yeah, that seems to work better than instead of going back and forth between axes. And then here in a minute, I can just flatten all these out, right? Just flip it around, apply that. Now they're all in place. Now I want a whole bunch of flush mates. So I'm going to go back over here to the ones I've actually done. And I'm going to mate that with that. And apply. Oh, and what the heck happened to oh my, oh, come on now. So I got to move all these out so I can see them. I'm going to do flush mate across the way here. And apply it. And then I'm just, once I've got it, just mating all of those to be flush with each other. And there we go. There's our pulley. So that's a triumph. And then we're going to save it. So make sure that you're saving it along here. We should have saved it a while ago. I'm in pulley tutorial 2. This is my first assembly, so that's why I don't see anything there. And I'm going to call it pulley assembly. So creative. And it asks me, you'll see this a lot when you try to save an assembly. It asks if you want to save everything that's underlying it, changes you made to other things. And it's going to assume yes, but you can always click yes to all, and then just click OK. And that saves the whole shebang. Now, one of the things we can do is just sort of watch what happens. Like, let's make, if we design this well, I should be able to make a wider pulley, and everything should adapt to that. If this actually works, it'll be a miracle. No, it'll just mean we were being careful. So I'm going to go to manage, and I'm going to update. And my pulley looks funny, but my bolt holes all fit, right? I must not have made the width of the actual pulley a function of the pulley width. But you can see I made the base part of the pulley a function of that pulley width. I made all of these distances that these had together. So why did this distance get bigger? Well, it's because I designed the placement of these bolt holes to be a function of pulley width. And then the braces are just constrained with the bolt holes on the base plate. And the axle also was a function of pulley width. And so you see how useful that is, right? That if I get to the point where I want to change something like that, I can change one parameter, and because I put it in a linked file, it updates everything that I'm doing so far. So what I'd do now is I'd go back and I'd go open my pulley file, and I'd change it and make sure that that width were a function of pulley diameter, so that it would actually, the pulley would actually get big as well. But everything else worked, so that's a pretty easy fix, and we are done with making our pulley. The last thing we'll have to do is put it into some drawings. Save that baby, and we are done.